Hello, friends. Welcome to the Akulmach Science Show. This is a live stream, and you can actually post your questions live as we explore today's subject. And this is about the GRBs. The GRBs are also known as the very powerful radio burst, which we get almost once every day, and these are very powerful and short radio burst. So. It's very intriguing that every day there are so many, and we are not able to locate many of them to any source, while there are few which can be basically linked to the source from which it is originating. And some of these sources are the neutron stars. And also, when the neutron star merge, there is a sort of a supernova, which also gives out a very powerful short radio burst, and we can associate with them. To prove that, basically, scientists started looking back at one of this GRB which was received, and as always, there was the neutron star, which was supposed to be, the object behind it. Very briefly, while we analyze this in detail, neutron star is a very compact body that exists in space, and these are the dead bodies of the very large stars which exploded long ago, and basically leaving behind this core of the erstwhile star. And the core material is entirely made of neutrons. That means there are no atoms. The entire core of this body has very huge, tremendous gravitational pull, lot of magnetism, and lot of other weird properties which are present in this very compact body. And since everything is made of neutrons, you can actually consider this a large neutron itself, this one single neutron, because it does not have charge, but it has huge gravity, and it also bends light, and it also sometimes emit very heavy gravitational waves, or also the radio waves, depending on what stage the star is in. So as always, when the scientists started examining the supernova wreckage, they actually identified it to a kilonova. Well, kilonova is also similar to a supernova. Supernova basically originates when a star explodes, leaving behind two possibilities, either a neutron star or a black hole. The kilonova is a very specific kind of an explosion that happens in the space when two neutron stars collide with each other. Because once the neutron stars are created, there are two ways actually they can get destroyed. One is otherwise these objects are very stable. One way is that they accumulate the mass, but there is a Chandrasekhar limit which determines that how much mass a neutron star can have, and that is limited to about 2.5 times the mass of Sun. And moment the mass of the neutron star exceeds 2.5 times the mass of Sun, it again explodes, creating a black hole. So we know this process very well. There is another type of explosion that happens, that is when the two neutron stars come close to each other and then collide. Now, by way of this collision itself, first of all, before the collision happens, the entire space-time get entangled, because these two objects are so massive and so heavy. They actually create a lot of ripples in the nearby space-time. And when they collide, actually, because of this collision, they will exceed the Chandrasekhar limit and explode. Now, this explosion is called the Kilonova explosion, and this is something which scientists have been able to locate recently, and they have found that this is something which may be responsible for this particular signal GRB that they received in 2017. And as always, it is all because of the collision of two neutron stars. And the suspicion was that some of these GRBs can be traced back to known objects, and some of these GRBs are traced to something which we don't even understand, but we get these GRBs almost every day, once every day, and these are so powerful that they travel across the universe, reach us, and we get them once per day. So that means there must be some phenomena which is creating this fast radio burst, very powerful, very energetic, and they are occurring all over the place, every every part of the universe, and we are getting it. So one of them is this incident which you can see in the background, that is the collision of two neutron stars, and that generates something called a kilonova, a very specific type of a supernova which creates a totally different type of environment. And when these two neutron stars to merge, the collision creates havoc in the nearby space-time, not only in the gravitational spectrum, but also in electromagnetic spectrum, when the entire huge gravitational waves are being sent out, and also a lot of this kinetic energy is generated. And when the kinetic energy is being generated, the jets from both poles of the neutron stars start to emerge, and like a laser beam, and they destroy pretty much everything in their path, like a laser beam, very, very powerful laser beam. And sometimes this also creates a GRB, very short but very energetic GRBs which are generated. So when we get them on Earth, we are baffled about these sources. Sometimes we feel that the aliens must have the technology to create these very fast radio bursts, but some of them can be linked to these incidents, as I explained, the kilonova or hypernovas. They are also known to generate GRBs, and also the black holes. And the black holes, if they suck something, they also generate a large object like a neutron star. When they goes into the black hole, that absorption of a neutron star also may result into a GRB. So we know some of these phenomena, and this 2017 incident basically created a GRB, and our assumption was that we would find a black hole, which we actually found. So when we examined the data, when the scientists examined the data, they actually found a black hole existing at the same location from where there was a kilonova observed in 2017, and subsequently a GRB was also observed. And as per the Einstein theory of relativity, this collision will exceed the Chandrasekhar limit. That means now the combined body cannot sustain as a neutron star, and it will further collapse into a black hole. So now we find a black hole at the same location, which is approximately about 40 solar masses. So therefore this confirms a lot of theories. This whole idea of kilonova confirms a lot of theories that when the two neutron stars combine, the GRB is also produced, and also the black hole can be found after merger of two neutron stars. So it is kind of a confirmation of what theoretical physicists thought all these days, and going back to this one is a confirmation, and that is why we are talking about this. So friends, isn't it amazing that we now know that one of the reasons for the GRBs to get produced is the collision of neutron stars. And when the collision of neutron star happens, a lot of things happens, and the resultant body is another spectacular object in the space that is called black hole. So if you have any suggestions, any comments, please feel free to share with me. Best would be to join me live whenever I get live on this subject, which is daily. So today I'd like to say goodbye, only to catch you again tomorrow with something more interesting, intriguing happening in nearby space time. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye for today.